new bundle. Critics say it's DOA. But what happens when the White House gets a new tenant? Find out after these headlines.
America's Newsroom, I'm Suzanne Senna. Severe weather tearing across the Midwest tonight. A large tornado slowly moved past the southern part of Cook County, right below Chicago, while another twister was forming up north. Several homes were damaged and trees and power lines were knocked down. Officials say trucks were overturned and at least one person was injured. Hillary Clinton officially ending her quest for the White House. The former First Lady suspended her campaign for president today before a cheering crowd in D.C. Clinton tells supporters it's time to take their passion and energy and elect Barack Obama as president. Veteran sportscaster Jim McKay has died. He hosted ABC's Wide World of Sports for decades. McKay may be best remembered for breaking the news that Israeli athletes were kidnapped and killed by Palestinian terrorists at the 1972 Munich Olympics. Jim McKay was 86 years old. Our next news break coming up in about half an hour. The Journal editorial report starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Journal Editorial Report. I'm Stuart Varney, in this week for Paul Gigot. Well, he finally clinched the Democratic nomination after a hard-fought primary season, but Barack Obama has no time to rest on his laurels. Problem number one for the new nominee: what to do about Hillary Clinton. Can he win in November with her on the ticket? Can he win without her? Joining the panel this week, Wall Street Journal columnist and deputy editor Dan Henninger, editorial board member Jason Riley, and for the Democratic Perspective, Fox News political analyst Kirsten Powers. Kirsten, can he win without her on the ticket?
Well, I think, look, it's a Democrat, everybody believes it's a Democratic year, so probably, yes, he could, but he has a problem, and he has a problem especially because she's made it clear, I think, that she wants to be on the ticket, even though she's since come out and clarified that, oh no, she's not really pushing for it and she's happy to do whatever he wants, and it's his decision. Her voters know that she wants to be on the ticket, and they want her on the ticket. And so I think that he has a problem because polls are showing that her voters, some of her voters have a problem with him, and she could possibly, help him with that.
Well, there are so many Clinton voters who will not vote for Obama unless she's on the ticket. It's a numerical thing.
Yes, well, so the polls say, and the exit polls have shown that, and I think that there's a Pew poll that shows 30% of them essentially have very high, about 34% have a very high negative opinion of him, and so. The question is, does he lose 5% of those voters? And in which case, she had 18 million people vote for her, depending on who you talk to. 17 or 18 million people vote for her, and that's a lot of people.
I'd be very suspect of those polls at this point. I think that it's hard for Hillary Clinton to believe this, but there are people out there who are more interested in winning the White House than supporting Hillary Clinton. It's true that you might have a situation here where Hillary Clinton could help Barack Obama win. But governing would be a disaster. I mean, it's hard to imagine Hillary playing second fiddle to anyone in the White House, let alone having Bill Clinton there running around with nothing to do. But in terms of helping her on the campaign trail with those Reagan Democrats that she had trouble with in battleground states like Pennsylvania and Ohio, she could be an asset there. Governing, I don't think she'd be very, very effective. And also, she undermines his message, which is change. Hillary Clinton represents the past, and I think putting her on the ticket would diminish that message.
Well, I think there's also an X factor here that probably won't get discussed too much, and there's another player in this campaign, and that's us, the media, which is to say, look at the way the campaign has run. There's been Reverend Wright, and there's been Bill, and there's these all sorts of stories that come out of left field. Hillary Clinton, the Clintons, are a heavy load, and they're going to create news, positive and negative. And if he has her over in the corner creating negative news and distracting from his message and his personality, it's going to be a problem for him. That's not a problem a vice president normally creates for a presidential candidate, and that's going to happen with her.
Are you going to answer the other side of the coin question then, which is, he would not win with her? Is that what you're saying?
I think he has to win it without her. I mean, this is a very charismatic candidate, a very powerful personality. And in these days, we're kind of running on personality candidates. And I think he has to somehow figure out a way to get the focus on Barack Obama.
And I think her campaign to be on the ticket is quite tacky. I mean, Tuesday night was an occasion for her to acknowledge her defeat. And she didn't do that. Instead, she issued this veiled threat that if she wasn't put on the ticket, she might, maybe, I don't know, be very enthusiastic. Her and her supporters wouldn't be very enthusiastic about supporting Obama in November. I think that was very tacky.
All right, Kirsten, let's get full circle. Can he win with her?
Yeah,
on
he absolutely
the
could
ticket?
win with her. And I think the things that you know have been just said are things that Hillary voters just don't care about. You know, it's not. And I think the average voter doesn't care about these types of things. I don't think that they care if she gave a tacky speech. I don't think that they're really that concerned about the things that we're talking about. I think what you said is a really important point, though, is that Barack Obama cannot spend. He has a very disciplined campaign. He has a really very good campaign, and he cannot spend his time worrying about what Bill Clinton's going to say or what Hillary Clinton's going to do, and have this sort of side story. And I think that could be a problem. I don't buy the idea that it doesn't fit into his narrative. I know everybody says that. It doesn't fit into his narrative, but I don't think that that's going to necessarily make somebody not vote for him.
I'm reading between the lines, and it sounds like all three of you are saying it is highly unlikely that she will be on the ticket. Barack Obama probably doesn't want her.
He definitely doesn't want her. There's no doubt about that. And I think that I also think another media sort of meme about he'll look like a wuss if he chooses her. That's also, I think, completely irrelevant. The average voter is not thinking, oh, he's pushed into choosing her, but he doesn't want her. He said, it's my party. You know, it is his party now. He doesn't want Bill Clinton around, who still thinks it's his party. And I can't imagine what would make him choose her.
Well said.
So.
We'll have more of that in just one moment. When we come back, in fact, the Clintons and the Democratic Party, is the love affair over? And what role did Bill play in Hillary's loss?
Now you can whiten and do something more for your smile. Introducing Crest White Strips Daily Whitening Plus Tartar Protection. It protects against tartar buildup and whitens with just 5 minutes a day. Crest White Strips Daily Whitening Plus Tartar Protection.
Get no payments, no interest for 12 months on store-wide purchases totaling $2.99 or more with your Home Depot consumer credit card. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
From all important vice presidential choices to their stands on the key issues, as the candidates speak out, get your political coverage from the best. Sunday, don't miss our special primetime lineup, only on America's election headquarters.
I love this one. This man finally popped the question.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
But his Visa card was over the limit.
I'm so sorry. There seems to be a problem.
His fiancée told him to call American Express.
Okay, this one's so cool. A Gold Card member wanted a special gift for his wife's birthday.
Oh.
So I got him tickets through Gold Card events for the concert of the year before they went on sale.
Got him.
Call 1-800-THE-CARD for the Preferred Rewards Gold Card.
This one's quite romantic. Card member calls up, wants to take her husband to this really authentic Italian restaurant. I say, it's easy with our rewards program. Go online, pick almost any flight, you can pay with points, and go.
Oh, tiramisu.
Italian food in Italy. Bellissimo.
Get up to 5 additional Preferred Rewards Gold Cards for one low fee. Are you settling for less? Or are you a card member? Call and apply now.
Bipolar disorder is challenging and can affect your job, family, and friends. For years, I had severe mood swings, racing thoughts, unusually high energy, and was extremely irritable. My doctor and I discussed my options. He prescribed Abilify.
Abilify helps control symptoms of bipolar mania and reduce the risk of manic relapse. Request your free information kit. Call your doctor if you have high fever, stiff muscles, and confusion on Abilify, as these may be signs of a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, as these could become permanent. If you have diabetes or are at risk for it, your blood sugar should be monitored. High blood sugar has been reported with Abilify and medicines like it. In some cases, extreme high blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Elderly people with dementia taking Abilify have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor if you have unusual or worsening mood changes or thoughts of suicide. Other risks include dizziness upon standing, impaired judgment or motor skills, or trouble swallowing. Hundreds of thousands of patients have been prescribed Abilify. Ask your doctor if Abilify is right for you.
It's down to 2 candidates, and only one team takes you behind the scenes for every issue, every speech, and every battle. Turn to the team more Americans know to trust. The only place for fair and balanced coverage is America's election headquarters.
Is it over? Did Hillary's loss put an end once and for all to the Democratic Party's love-hate relationship with the Clintons? And what role did Bill play in Hillary's defeat? Let's ask the first question first to Dan. There seems to be some considerable hostility between the Clintons and the Democratic Party right now, and you're raising your eyebrows.
Don't tell anybody this, Stuart, but I actually know a lot of Democrats.
Good Lord.
Since I live in New York and spend a lot of time in San Francisco, you can't get away from them. And I have to say, the animosity one encounters towards the Clintons is incredible, and it is intense. It's really a remarkable phenomenon, and you have to kind of try to figure out what is going on here. And because they were so defensive of Bill during his problems and after his presidency. And it's interesting. I think partly it was based on the idea that I'm not going to be against Bill Clinton and blow up my party at the same time. But now that they have a new leader, they feel they can separate themselves from the Clintons and move forward. And I think what allowed them to move away is when Barack Obama proved he could raise millions and millions of dollars. It was about the money, stupid. The Clintons were the biggest fundraisers in the Democratic Party, but Barack outraised her, and it was at that point they said, we don't really need the Clintons anymore. We can go forward with a new guy.
Is it not sexism, Kirsten?
I think there was definitely sexism in the race, but it's not in terms of, I think, the media, some of the media coverage, but that's not why she lost, not even remotely.
But the rejection of Hillary.
I don't think so. I think that there's a lot of, just to be clear, we have to distinguish between sort of the party elites and the average voters. I think there's a difference, and certainly among the party elites, there's incredible hostility towards the Clintons, and I really was amazed. I get a lot of emails just from being on TV, and so I've seen a lot of the right-wing emails. I started getting them from Democrats. You know, the anti-Clinton emails that started happening right after this campaign started, and I thought, this is crazy. You know, these conspiracy emails about Bill Clinton, and and I think that people they just got tired of getting pushed around by the Clintons.
Is it a personality thing, or is it a policy thing? Because Obama, I would suggest, is to the left and has pulled the party to the left.
I do think a lot of Democrats, certainly among the elites, feel that he's their chance. He's their Reagan. You know, he's their chance to have someone come in and really transform the government and have a liberal movement. And Bill Clinton was never that person, as you know. I mean, he was a triangulator. He was a DLC person, and they kind of felt like they had to go with him because he could win. But there was a lot of resentment towards a lot of the things that he did.
It's personal. Hillary Clinton is a very divisive figure. There are lots of Democrats who love her, and lots of Republicans who despise her and would never vote for her in a million years. And to Dan's point, your viability as a candidate has long been linked to your ability to raise money. And Barack Obama, look where things ended up here. Hillary Clinton was loaning her campaign millions of dollars while she was being outraised by Barack Obama. And when the Democrats saw that there was not an inevitability to Hillary Clinton, that there was another way to go, that there was another viable candidate out there, they tossed her overboard, frankly.
Whatever happened to Bill Clinton, the skilled, smooth politician? What happened here? I mean,
well, he's an ex-president now, and he's not. I just think he's an entirely different person than he was when he was running before. I mean, he was a young, hungry, politician before, and now he's an entitled ex-president. And
is he part of the reason for Hillary's loss?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
A big part. So, I think, to make another media point, the media elevates everybody in politics today and puts them in front of the camera and makes them larger than life. And the Clintons give off both positive vibes and negative vibes. We know that. And that just gets amplified. Then the negative side of it really gets pounded out into the media and into people watching it. And I think a lot of Democrats have reacted to that. They've just overwhelmed them. I mean, the Clintons created the kind of personas that they have, and they have to live with the downside. And I think this has been the downside.
If Hillary does not get the vice presidential nod, what is going to happen to the Clintons in the future? Did she just go quietly back to the Senate? What?
Well, go ahead.
No, Kirsten, you're the Democratic strategist. What's she going to do?
That's the big question, I think, and I think she doesn't have a lot of options at this point. People throw, oh, she can be the leader of the Democratic Party. Well, no, she can't. Harry Reid's not going anywhere, and even if he did, there are other people that are in front of her, and she's going to have to go back to the Senate and just start building her career from there. I mean, she doesn't have a lot of other options.
The November outcome will pretty much determine. We have to wait for that. If for some reason Obama loses, guess what?
Well, yeah.
She's back. If he wins, they're going to have to reconsider.
Hillary for the Supreme Court, Jason?
Wouldn't be my first pick, but there is talk that that is one way that Barack Obama could appease her.
I'm glad we brought it out in the last 10 seconds, Jason. Thank you very much. Still ahead, a hot debate in the Senate over a controversial global warming bill. Critics say it DOA, but will it rear its head again after the November election? Find out after this break.
Exclusive. It could be the closest presidential race ever. Which swing state will be the key to winning the historic election? Governors Tim Pawlenty and Tim Kaine react. Watch Fox News Sunday.
I just bought stock. You just saw me buy stock. No big deal. I mean, you know, if I can do it. Whoa.
It's so easy. There are 1,000 new accounts a day at E-Trade.
They're okay. Our take-alongs are good to go.
New Take-Alongs cookies from Keebler in Chips Deluxe and Sandy's.
Are you one of those people who think you just can't learn a new language? It's not that you can't learn, it's that you've never tried Rosetta Stone.
I probably learned more in the first 2 weeks than I have in months of taking formal classes.
Rosetta Stone is so fast and effective, it's used by the State Department, NASA, the U.S. Army, and Fortune 500 companies, and it's the world's leading language learning software.
This is not memorization at all. This is natural speaking, natural learning, and you will learn things that you would memorize in other courses, and you'll do it much easier and much faster.
And to help you get started right away, we'll send you your first lesson absolutely free when you call.
This really is a great program.
I believe that you can learn any language with this program.
It helps me do something I really want to do, which is to know another language.
So call now or visit our website and see for yourself why Rosetta Stone is the fastest way to learn a new language, guaranteed.
Ramada Worldwide. You do your thing, leave the rest to us. Ramada Worldwide. You do your thing, leave the rest to us.
It looks perfect.
I know. And look, the river practically comes right up to the house.
It is pretty, but there are some insurability issues that we should talk about.
A realtor sees things we don't. Go to OregonRealtorVision.org to find out how their guidance can help you.
Digital broadcast transition? It's simple, really. In February 2009, all broadcast networks are changing over to digital-only broadcasting. If someone you know is using one of those, they'll have some decisions to make. Fortunately, when you're a Comcast customer, you don't have to worry about a thing. Comcast has you covered in the switch to digital broadcast.
Pardon the pun, but it got warm on Capitol Hill this week. A heated debate over the so-called climate security bill, which would put mandatory caps on carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gas emissions. Critics say it would also cost Americans a bundle. The lame duck legislation has virtually no chance of passing this year, but all bets are off after the November election. Here to tell us why, Wall Street Journal editorial page writer Joe Rago and senior economics writer Steve Moore, along with Dan, who's still with us. Joe, bring us up to date. It's virtually dead for this year, but does it come back next year with a vengeance?
Yeah, I think there's no question that it's coming back. No one expected the bill to pass this year, but it was supposed to be the last big push during this administration for global warming. Instead, it went out, what was supposed to be a bang, went out with a whimper.
Now, next year, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. Both candidates, Obama and McCain, have said they are in favor of cap and trade, and it's highly likely that we get a significant majority of Democrats in the Senate and the House. It comes back big time and is likely to succeed next year, isn't it?
Well, I think the debate this week puts that somewhat in question. This was the first time the Democrats really had to defend an actual piece of legislation. And what the Republicans did this week was merely point out what this bill would do, which is raise your energy prices and be a huge revenue windfall for the federal government. And the Democrats folded like a house of cards.
Okay, Steve, is a cap-and-trade tax on business better than an increase in federal income tax rates or capital gains tax rates? Because it is a cap-and-trade is a tax.
Well, I just want to accentuate the point that Joe just made. I mean, I just think this was a lousy week for the environmental movement and the global warming crowd. I mean, this was a real setback. This was supposed to be their week of triumph, and all of a sudden, Democrats and Republicans started to flee from this concept. Can you think, Stuart, of a worse time to bring up a bill to raise energy and electricity and gas prices than right now? And so I think that this whole concept of cap and trade is in real trouble. Joe is right that there's going to be a big push for this next year, but it has the feel, to me, of Hillary healthcare, where maybe it's hit its peak in terms of its popularity, because when people look at the details of the bill, they don't like it too much.
Steve, you're the economics guy here.
Yeah.
Explain, please, how it would raise energy prices.
Well, basically what it does is regulate the amount of carbon that industries can emit into the atmosphere, and the way that they are allowed to do that is to buy credits from the federal government. And this would raise, by my estimates, between $1 and $1.5 trillion over the next 10 years. So critics said quite correctly that this would be a major tax increase on industry. And another issue, Stuart, that really hurt the supporters of this is that the people who were against it said, look, this is just going to send our industries and our factories overseas to countries like China and India who do not have any kind of caps on carbon emissions.
I think as Joe was suggesting earlier, we cannot overstate the extent to which this was a political catastrophe for the Democrats. I mean, they just got their heads handed to them. Now, we get the false impression that everybody supports environmentalism because polls seem to suggest that. This debate showed the costs, and what it also showed is how hard it is for liberals to get ideas like this through the political process. Generally, what they use is administrative agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency or the courts. This was a huge failure when it had to go through a legislature. John McCain should capitalize on this.
Has it peaked? Has the environmental movement peaked in terms of cap and trade and CO2 emissions?
I think it at least suggests that it has hit a wall of reality. I don't know whether it's peaked, but they've got to regroup and figure it out.
You know, Stuart, there was an amazing poll that came out just this week that makes the point that Dan was just making, that it showed that Americans, yes, they said they wanted to do something about global warming, but when I asked them, are you willing to pay a higher price, even a penny more a gallon for gasoline or higher electricity prices, by 2/3 Americans said no. So Dan is right. When people look at the specifics of this and what it's going to mean for their energy bills, they say, no, we don't want this.
Okay, Joe?
Well, you know, I think there's a danger of Republicans becoming too complacent here. There was $6.7 trillion over the next 4 decades the government was going to take unto its own auspices. And the danger is that cap and trade will become a sort of non-ideological carbon farm bill where all they do is just buy off political opponents, business, and everyone and just get them on board.
Okay. Well, we have to take one more break, but when we come back, our hits and misses of the week for you.
This Father's Day, one great way to thank Dad is to get him a Bass Pro Shops gift card.
Or you could get him something a little bigger.
Bass Pro Shops has great gifts for Dad, like New Balance cross trainers for under $40.
It's time to think about what Dad does when he doesn't have to do anything. It's time to remember where Dad goes when he doesn't have to go anywhere. Get him a gift card from the Home Depot. Available in-store or online. It's the ultimate Father's Day card. Good for the tool he's always wanted. Or the other tool he's always wanted. The Home Depot, proud sponsor of Father's Day.
It
happens to every guy. While you sleep, your skin dehydrates. Prepare to defeat dry skin with new Gillette Dry Skin Hydrator and Body Wash. It combines a deep cleaning body wash with 3 times the hydrators for a powerful defense against dry skin. You'll step out of the shower feeling like you can take on the world. New Gillette 2-in-1 Dry Skin Hydrator and Body Wash. Unleash the power of your shower.
If you don't have health insurance, you're not alone. There are over 47 million Americans without coverage today. And with health insurance premiums on the rise, where do you go to sort it out? At eHealth.com, we've helped hundreds of thousands of Americans find affordable health coverage. If you or someone you know needs help, visit us today at eHealth.com.
Did you hear that?
It's our first night in the new house. Do you want me to check?
Okay.
I saw a guy trying to break in.
What?
The alarm. Scared him off.
Hello.
This is Andy from Brinks Home Security. Are you all right?
My husband saw someone try to break in.
I'm sending help right now.
Thank you.
Call 1-800-236-1861 now to blanket your home with protection from Brinks Home Security and install a personalized system for just $99. Inside, Brinks delivers peace of mind to you and your family with state-of-the-art sensors and detectors engineered to help protect and alert. This includes the Brinks Security Keypad, your link to the Brinks 24-hour award-winning monitoring center that can provide a fast response to both you and the authorities. Call now to get the $99 installation and a second keypad installed free. That's a $135 value. Plus, you could save up to 20% on your homeowner's insurance. Call 1-800-236-1861 now and get the system installed for just $99. Brinks Home Security, dedicated to rapid response and peace of mind 24 hours a day. Call now.
And losers, picks and pans, hits and misses. It's our way of calling attention to the best and the worst of the week. Item 1, a hit to French President Nicolas Sarkozy and his many brains, Dan?
Yes, a big hit. In fact, I would say a sextuple hit to French Prime Minister Sarkozy. His supermodel wife, Carla Bruni, revealed in a book this week that she says the Prime Minister has 5 or 6 brains. And what she means by this is that he can sit in a room of people talking and read and understand what they're saying at the same time. Now, in my experience, most women get really upset when they're talking and you keep reading. But apparently in France, it's sexy. So I just want to give a big hit to credit where credit is due to Nicolas Sarkozy for having 5 brains, being able to pull this off, and have an understanding wife.
You know you're on dangerous ground with that one, Dan, but good luck with it. Let's see, we've got a miss. What is this, Jason? A miss to former film star Brigitte Bardot?
Yes, a miss to Miss Bardot. A court in Paris fined the former actress for insulting Muslims. Ms. Bardot is now an animal rights activist, and she criticized a Muslim feast that involves slaughtering sheep. So let's get this straight. What bothers Ms. Bardot about Islam is not its radical elements, which involve subjugating women and flying planes into buildings full of people. No, what bothers her about the religion is its cruelty to animals. This is why we want our entertainers to stick to entertaining, Stuart. Even when they do the right thing, they do it for the wrong reasons.
That was the most nuanced miss I've heard in a long time. All right, Jason, it was a good one, though. Finally, could it be something has finally gone right for Michigan? Steve?
Yes, Stuart, we've been kicking Michigan on the editorial pages for its dysfunctional economic policies, high taxes, kowtowing to unions. It's had the worst performance of any state in the country in terms of its economy. So it's good news that this week the Detroit Red Wings won the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. People are now talking about the Detroit Red Wings as being a dynasty like the New York Yankees. They've won 4 of the last Stanley Cups. And I guess what I'm saying is that it's so nice that Michigan is finally #1 in something other than job losses and mortgage foreclosures.
You know, when we said something gone right in Michigan, I thought you were going to talk about that Toyota was thinking of putting a plant in Michigan. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, that would be the first for a company to actually move into Michigan, because most of them have been moving out.
Yeah, but it would be another hit. It would be a hit, would it not? Okay.
It sure would.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for everyone. That is it for this week's edition of the Journal Editorial Report. Please send us your emails and make sure to visit us on the web. Thanks to my panel and to you all for watching. I'm Stuart Varney. Paul is back next week, and we do hope to see you then.
Coming up on the Beltway Boys, Barack Obama makes history. But was it Hillary Clinton who stole the show?
We'll tell you how Obama is trying to unify the party and tiptoe around efforts to put Hillary on his ticket.
John McCain wastes no time issuing his first challenge to the new Democratic nominee.
And Bill Clinton launches a parting shot at the media and at Barack Obama.
That's all coming up on the Beltway Boys. But first, the headlines.
Hello from America's Newsroom. I'm Suzanne Senna. Parts of central Indiana now underwater after massive storms dump as much as 10 inches of rain there. Emergencies have been declared in 10 counties. More than 200 people had to be rescued from their homes and cars, and more than 30,000 customers lost power. Fire officials in North Carolina say a massive wildfire there could smolder for months. That's because the flames are feeding on decayed vegetation in the area. The fire has destroyed about 30,000 acres in the eastern part of the state. However, there are no reports of injuries or structural damage. The fire was started by a lightning strike earlier this week. And no Triple Crown for Big Brown. The horse's dream dashed by relatively unknown Datara at Belmont Stakes today. Thousands of stunned fans watched as Big Brown finished last. Our next news break coming up in about an hour. Stay with us. We now go back to Hannity and Combs right here on the most powerful name in news, the Fox News Channel.
The way to continue our fight now, to accomplish the goals for which we stand, is to take our energy, our passion, our strength, and do all we can to help elect Barack Obama, the next president of the United States.
I'm Mort Kondracki.
And I'm Fred Barnes, and with the Beltway Boys and the hot story tonight, Mort, the long goodbye.
Whose would that be?
Well, look, Hillary Clinton finally did what she had to do. She suspended her campaign. She endorsed Barack Obama. And, of course, she promised to work hard and long for his election this fall against John McCain. I thought the speech had all those familiar Clinton touches that we've come to expect and sometimes frown at. You know, obviously she was late. I mean, the Clintons are always late. It was mostly about her, the speech, not about Obama, but I think in this situation it was understandable. It was her crowd there that she was speaking to. She hedged her bet a little bit. You know, no criticism of John McCain, who's Obama's opponent. I think she figures, look, McCain's either going to be president or back in the Senate with me, and he's a guy I can do business with. So she didn't want to jump on him too much. And then there was this, Mort. Watch.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it.
Glass ceiling? Please. I mean, wait a minute, Mort. Glass ceiling. She's saying she lost because she's a woman. That's ridiculous. She didn't. That's not the reason at all. Look, Obama was a better candidate, certainly more likable. He ran a smarter campaign. No question about that. He planned for the long run, and she didn't. And above all, he had the right theme, change, and she had the wrong theme, experience. That didn't work. So glass ceiling, ridiculous.
Well, I mean, there's a glass ceiling because no woman has ever become president
That's
before.
Not a glass ceiling, though, Mort.
Anyway, but basically what you say is true. And I thought that what she did was closer to the minimum than it was to the maximum. I mean, there was not a lot of praise in that speech for Barack Obama. In fact, this is about as far as she went. Watch.
I've had a front row seat to his candidacy, and I have seen his strength and determination, his grace and his grit. In his own life, Barack Obama has lived the American dream as a community organizer in the state Senate, as a United States Senator. He has dedicated himself to ensuring the dream is realized.
Well, you know, at least she did not indulge in the Clintonian habit of fibbing, you know, by saying Barack Obama is going to make one of the great presidents of the United States. She does not believe that for a minute. She doesn't think he's qualified to be president, as a matter of fact. So what she was doing was talking more about electing a Democratic president in order to accomplish her goals than she was actually about praising Barack Obama. But she did use his slogan, yes, we can, and she did say that she was going to work her heart out for the Democratic ticket.
Do you really think she will?
Yeah, of course. Oh, yes, absolutely she will.
I don't.
Because she does not want to be accused of causing his defeat. And besides that, I think that all that feminist talk that you were referring to was a not too subtle bid to have her be on his ticket.
As Veep?
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, obviously that issue's out there, and Obama talked about it. Here's how he describes his selection process. Watch.
This is an important decision. It's not one that I take lightly. It's not one that you want to make in the heat of the moment right after you got out of a nomination. And so we're going to take our time. Senator Clinton would be on anybody's short list, obviously.
I guess she is. That's
a long short list.
A long short list, and well, let me talk about the pros and cons of Hillary Clinton as Barack Obama's vice presidential running mate. Look, if she is, I mean, the pros are: one, she'll unify the party. I think we agree on that. Two, there would be a calm convention, and three, she is a plausible president should something happen to Obama. And those matter. But, of course, there are the cons, Mort, to having her on the ticket as well, namely her husband, Bill. Then there are I'll call them the trust issues between Obama and Clinton. And then there's the fact that Hillary is not popular outside the Democratic Party. So my view is the cons outweigh the pros.
Oh, the cons way outweigh the pros. I think it would be amazing if he ultimately picks her. Hillary's women are most likely to vote for Obama anyway, because they are Democrats and they don't like Republicans, and especially they don't like pro-life Republicans. And John McCain is a pro-life Republican. I'm not so sure that even if she were on the ticket, that she could get these working class males, white males that voted for her. I think they voted for her because that was the choice between her and Obama. I think if he wants to get them with a running mate, that he's more likely to pick somebody like Jim Webb, senator from Virginia, or Chuck Hagel from Nebraska.
Well, those would be bold picks. I think he's going to do something much more conventional. Pick a governor of a state that a Democratic presidential candidate has to win, and that means it's down to two people: Governor Ted Strickland of Ohio and Governor Ed Rendell of Pennsylvania. One of those, both backed Hillary, so it would be unifying to pick one of those. All right. After the break, our own Major Garrett will be here to talk about Hillary Clinton's event today and what role she may play in the Obama campaign. Stay with us.
The captioning for this program is brought to you by... If you're $7,500 in debt or more, call now and settle your accounts for less than you owe. Call the Hermosa Group now at 1-866-579-DEBT. Call now.
Hi, I'm John Scherer, CEO and founder of Video Professor. I'm the guy that gives away the free computer learning lessons. Well, today I'm here to tell you about a great new product that many of you have been asking for. And here it is, how to buy and sell on eBay, and I'll give it to you free. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I can make you the next millionaire selling an attic full of baseball cards, but I can guarantee you that I'll teach you everything you need to know about eBay while cleaning out your garage and probably putting some money in your pocket at the same time. Now, I can do this because I know that once you try my lesson on eBay, you'll be so satisfied that the next time you need to learn anything about computers, you'll come back to Video Professor for all your computer learning needs. And with over 55 lessons on all of today's most popular computer programs, I know that there's more you'll want to learn. Don't forget, call now and I'll send you eBay or any other lesson of your choice free. So what do you got to lose? Try my product.
Call 1-800-831-2115.
Well, that's it. I just took my osteoporosis medicine, and now I'm set for the whole month because I take Boniva. Just one pill a month builds strong, healthy bones to help prevent fractures. And it's working for me. My test results prove my bones have gotten stronger. Studies show after 1 year on Boniva, 9 out of 10 women had better bone density. Unlike treatments you have to take every week, you only need Boniva once a month. So it makes my bones stronger on my schedule.
Don't take Boniva if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or can't sit or stand for at least 1 hour. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you have difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. If severe bone, joint, and or muscle pain develops, tell your doctor.
I've got this one body and this one life. So I'm glad this one pill is making my bones strong.
Ask your doctor if Boniva is right for you. Boniva, there's only one.
Getting rid of plaque and tartar used to mean a painful trip to the dentist to scrape the plaque off your teeth. Now make those dental visits easier and more pleasant with Biotene PBF mouthwash. Biotene PBF mouthwash's powerful dissolving action removes plaque and biofilm, which lead to tartar. Plus, it kills germs, freshens breath, and naturally whitens your teeth. Biotene PBF mouthwash, from the #1 brand recommended by dentists everywhere. Don't just clean, Biotene.
Welcome back to the Beltway Boys. Joining us to talk about Hillary Clinton's concession speech today and speculation about an Obama-Clinton ticket is our own Major Garrett. Welcome back, Major.
Great to be with you, boys.
Hi. Let me ask you the question that Fred asked me. I mean, is she really going to work her heart out for the Obama ticket? And